Few pieces of music resonate through the centuries like Dido's Lament. The aria from Henry Purcell's opera Dido and Aeneas is instantly recognizable. Its haunting melody and sorrowful lyrics have captivated audiences for generations. From its operatic origins to its use in films, television, and even commercials, Dido's Lament transcends time and genre. This enduring appeal speaks to the sheer genius of its creator, Henry Purcell. Henry Purcell was born in 1659 at the dawn of a new era for England. The Restoration, marked by the return of King Charles II, brought an end to years of Puritan rule. With it came a resurgence of the arts suppressed under the previous regime. Theatres reopened, music filled the streets and palaces, and a spirit of creative energy swept the nation. It was in this vibrant atmosphere that Purcell's musical talents began to flourish. London, in particular, became a hub of artistic activity. The king, a patron of the arts, encouraged the development of English opera and theatre. New venues were built, and composers, playwrights, and musicians flocked to the capital. This renewed focus on the arts created fertile ground for young talents like Purcell. He would grow up surrounded by music, exposed to the latest trends and innovations of the time. Tragically, Purcell's life was cut short at the age of 36. Yet in his brief time, he left behind a body of work that continues to astound and inspire. Like other brilliant artists whose lives were tragically shortened, Mozart, Schubert, and Raphael come to mind, Purcell's impact far outweighs the brevity of his career. His music, full of innovation and emotional depth, secured his place as one of the most important composers of the Baroque period. This essay will explore the reasons behind Purcell's enduring legacy. We will journey through his life, examining his upbringing, his musical development, and the masterpieces he produced. We will analyze his distinctive style, characterized by its dramatic flair, harmonic inventiveness, and profound emotional impact. And we will delve into his influence on later composers, demonstrating how his music continues to resonate even today. Henry Purcell was born into a world steeped in music. His father, Henry Purcell Sr., was a gentleman of the Chapel Royal, a prestigious musical ensemble serving the monarch. Music resonated through their home, the sounds of rehearsals and performances a constant backdrop to young Henry's childhood. It was an environment that nurtured his innate musicality, providing him with a rich sonic tapestry from an early age. The Purcell family boasted several musicians among its ranks. Uncles and cousins alike pursued careers in music, further solidifying the young Henry's path. He was surrounded by experienced musicians who recognized his prodigious talent. They provided him with guidance and encouragement, shaping his early musical development. It was this family legacy, this immersion in a world of sound and harmony, that laid the foundation for Purcell's extraordinary career. At the tender age of 6, Henry Purcell joined the choir of Westminster Abbey. This venerable institution, with its soaring arches and stained-glass windows, was more than just a religious center. It was a musical powerhouse, its choir renowned for its excellence. Here, amidst the echoing grandeur of the Abbey, Purcell's musical education truly began. He studied under the tutelage of Captain Henry Cooke, a respected composer and master of the children of the Chapel Royal. Cooke recognized Purcell's exceptional talent and provided him with a rigorous musical education. Purcell learned music theory, composition, and vocal technique, his voice soaring amongst the other choristers. He absorbed the rich musical traditions of the Abbey, immersing himself in the works of English and continental composers. Even as a young chorister, Purcell's compositional talents began to emerge. He wrote his first anthems, short sacred pieces, while still in his teens. His music, even at this early stage, displayed a remarkable maturity and originality. It caught the attention of his mentors and peers, marking him as a rising star in the musical firmament. At the age of 18, Purcell received his first significant appointment. He became a composer to the King's Violins, a prestigious ensemble in the royal court. This position provided him with valuable experience, exposing him to a wider range of musical styles and instrumental techniques. His compositions from this period, including fantasias and sonatas for violins, showcased his growing mastery of form and his ability to write for different instrumental combinations. In 1695, England was plunged into mourning by the death of Queen Mary II. The nation grieved for their beloved queen, and the musical world sought to express the collective sorrow. At the age of 22, Henry Purcell was commissioned to compose an ode in her memory. This somber yet powerful work, an ode for Queen Mary, solidified his reputation as a composer of exceptional talent. The ode, scored for soloists, chorus and orchestra, is a masterpiece of Baroque funeral music. Purcell captured the solemnity and grief of the occasion with profound sensitivity. The music, by turns mournful and majestic, showcased his ability to evoke a wide range of emotions. The success of an ode for Queen Mary established Purcell as a leading composer of his generation, entrusted with expressing the nation's most profound sentiments. Section 5, From Westminster to the Chapel Royal. Purcell's career continued its rapid ascent. In 1679, he was appointed organist of Westminster Abbey, a position of great honour and responsibility. He oversaw the Abbey's musical life, composing new works for services and special occasions. His anthems and services from this period are among the most celebrated in the English choral repertoire. 5 years later, Purcell received another prestigious appointment. He became composer in ordinary for the Chapel Royal, joining the ranks of musicians who served the monarch directly. This position placed him at the heart of the English musical establishment, confirming his status as one of the most sought-after composers of his day. He composed a wide variety of music for the Chapel Royal, including anthems, hymns, and instrumental works. His music, characterized by its brilliance, emotional depth, and formal ingenuity, graced the most important ceremonies and events of the realm. The Restoration era saw a resurgence of theatre in England. After years of Puritan suppression, playhouses reopened their doors and audiences flocked to see new productions. Music played an integral role in these theatrical experiences, with incidental music, songs, and even short operas becoming increasingly common. Henry Purcell, ever attuned to the pulse of the musical landscape, was drawn to the allure of the stage. From the early days of his career, Purcell composed music for plays. He wrote incidental music, songs and masques, short dramatic pieces that incorporated music and dance. These early theatrical works allowed Purcell to experiment with different musical styles and forms, honing his skills in writing for the stage. He learned to capture the dramatic essence of a scene, using music to heighten emotions and enhance the narrative. In 1689, Henry Purcell composed his most enduring work for the stage, the opera Dido and Aeneas. This groundbreaking work, based on Virgil's epic poem The Aeneid, is considered a masterpiece of English Baroque opera. It tells the tragic love story of Dido, Queen of Carthage, and the Trojan hero Aeneas. Purcell's music, with its blend of Italianate operatic style and English melodic sensibility, perfectly captures the emotional turmoil of the characters. Interestingly, Dido and Aeneas was not composed for a grand public theatre. Instead, it was written for a performance at Josias Priest's boarding school for young gentlewomen in Chelsea. Despite its modest origins, the opera quickly gained recognition for its dramatic power and musical beauty. It has since become a staple of the operatic repertoire, performed and celebrated worldwide. Section 3. When I am laid in earth, the enduring power of Dido's Lament. Within the tapestry of Dido and Aeneas, one aria stands out for its sheer emotional impact. Dido's Lament, also known as When I'm Laid in Earth. This heart-wrenching aria, sung by Dido as she prepares for her death, encapsulates the opera's themes of love, loss, and despair. Purcell's music, with its descending chromatic bass line and haunting melody, perfectly conveys Dido's unbearable grief. The text of Dido's Lament, written by Nahum Tate, is as powerful as the music itself. Dido's words, filled with longing and resignation, resonate deeply with audiences even centuries later. The aria's themes of lost love, betrayal, and the inevitability of death are universal, transcending time and cultural boundaries. It is no wonder that Dido's Lament has become one of the most iconic and enduring pieces of Baroque music, featured in countless films, television shows, and even commercials. Section 4. Beyond the Stage, Anthems, Odes, and Welcome Songs. While Purcell's operatic works garnered much acclaim, his output extended far beyond the theatre. He was a prolific composer of sacred and ceremonial music, writing anthems, hymns, odes, and welcome songs for various occasions. These works, often grand in scale and complex in structure, showcased Purcell's mastery of choral writing and his ability to evoke a wide range of emotions. Among his most celebrated sacred works are the Te Deum and Jubilate and the Ode for St. Cecilia's Day. These pieces, written for large-scale performances with soloists, chorus, and orchestra, are characterized by their majestic grandeur, intricate polyphony, and expressive power. Purcell also composed numerous welcome songs, such as Welcome to All the Pleasures for royal occasions and other celebrations. These works, often lively and celebratory in tone, showcased his versatility as a composer and his ability to write music that captured the spirit of the occasion. Section 5. Instrumental Innovations, Sonatas, Suites, and Grounds. Henry Purcell's contributions to instrumental music were no less significant than his vocal works. He composed sonatas, suites, and grounds, demonstrating his mastery of various instrumental forms and his ability to write idiomatically for different instruments. His instrumental music, while often influenced by Italian and French styles, retained a distinctly English character. Purcell's sonatas, typically written for 2 violins and continuo, showcased his understanding of Baroque sonata form and his ability to write virtuosic passages for string instruments. His suites, consisting of a series of dances, explored different national styles and offered opportunities for expressive improvisation. His grounds, based on a repeating bass line, displayed his skill in melodic invention and his ability to create extended musical structures. What truly distinguishes Henry Purcell's music is his unique ability to synthesize various influences into a distinctive personal style. He absorbed elements of Italian opera, French dance music, and English choral tradition, fusing them into a cohesive and compelling musical language. His music is characterized by its dramatic flair, harmonic inventiveness, and melodic gifts. Purcell's music is never merely decorative or superficial. It is imbued with an emotional depth and a profound understanding of human experience. He could express joy and sorrow, triumph and despair with equal conviction. His ability to capture the essence of human emotions, coupled with his technical mastery and innovative spirit, cemented his legacy as one of the most important and influential composers of the Baroque era. In the realm of English Baroque theatre, Henry Purcell's King Arthur is a shining example of the semi-opera, blending spoken dialogue with musical interludes. Composed in 1691, it transports audiences to a world of myth and magic. Purcell's music brings this mythical world to life. Unlike traditional operas, semi-operas incorporated spoken dialogue. In King Arthur, Purcell created a work of dramatic and musical richness. Adapting a beloved play for the operatic stage is no easy feat, but Henry Purcell rose to the challenge with his 1692 work, The Fairy Queen. Inspired by William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, Purcell's adaptation retained the play's enchanting atmosphere while adding his own unique musical interpretations. The result was a spectacular fusion of drama, music, and dance, further solidifying Purcell's reputation as a master of theatrical composition. Purcell's The Fairy Queen is not a strict opera in the traditional sense, but rather an elaborate series of masques and musical interludes woven into Shakespeare's play. These musical additions, often featuring lavish costumes, intricate choreography, and Purcell's characteristically enchanting melodies, amplified the play's themes of love, magic, and the power of dreams. Audiences were captivated by the opera's blend of familiar Shakespearean characters and Purcell's innovative musical interpretations. Section 3, Sacred Sounds, Anthems and Hymns for Eternity. Beyond the grandeur of the stage, Henry Purcell's musical genius shone brightly in the realm of sacred music. His anthems, composed for the Anglican Church, stand as testaments to his profound understanding of religious texts and his ability to convey spiritual depth through music. From the exuberance of "Rejoice in the Lord" all the way to the introspective "Beauty of my heart is inditing," Purcell's anthems continue to resonate with audiences and congregations centuries after their composition. Purcell's anthems are characterized by their rich harmonic language, their expressive vocal writing, and their masterful use of counterpoint. He skillfully blended elements of the English choral tradition with influences from continental Baroque music, creating a distinctive style that was both innovative and accessible. His anthems covered a wide range of emotions, from joyous celebration to profound contemplation, reflecting the full spectrum of human spiritual experience. Section 4, Chamber Music, Intimate Conversations. While Henry Purcell is renowned for his grand operas and stirring anthems, his chamber music reveals a different facet of his musical personality. Composed for smaller ensembles and intimate settings, Purcell's chamber works, such as his trio sonatas and fantasias for viols, showcase his mastery of counterpoint, his gift for melodic invention, and his ability to create music of profound emotional depth within a more restrained framework. Purcell's trio sonatas, typically scored for 2 violins and continuo, exemplify his understanding of the genre's conventions while showcasing his own unique voice. His fantasias for viols, instruments popular in England during his time, explore the possibilities of contrapuntal interplay, creating a tapestry of interwoven melodic lines. These chamber works, often performed in private homes and salons, offered a more intimate and conversational style of music making, allowing Purcell to explore complex musical ideas with subtlety and nuance. Section 5, Keyboard Masterpieces, Harpsichord Suites and Lessons. The harpsichord, with its delicate yet resonant sound, held a prominent place in the musical landscape of Purcell's England. Purcell himself was a skilled harpsichordist, and his compositions for the instrument reflect both his technical mastery and his creative ingenuity. His harpsichord suites and lessons, with their characteristic dance movements, intricate ornamentation, and improvisatory sections, stand as testaments to his understanding of the instrument's capabilities. Purcell's harpsichord suites typically followed the established Baroque suite structure, featuring a series of dances such as Lament, courantes, sarabands, and gigues. These dances, each with its own distinct character and tempo, allowed Purcell to showcase his melodic gifts and his ability to create music of both elegance and vitality. His harpsichord lessons, intended for both instruction and performance, offered students and experienced players alike opportunities to explore the instrument's expressive range. Section 6, A Legacy of Innovation, Purcell's Enduring Influence. From the grandeur of his operas to the intimacy of his chamber music, Henry Purcell left an indelible mark on the landscape of Baroque music. His innovative approach to form, harmony, and expression, coupled with his innate gift for melody and his ability to capture the full spectrum of human emotions in his music, secured his place as one of England's most celebrated composers. Purcell's influence extended far beyond his own lifetime. His music inspired generations of English composers, including George Friedrich Handel, who arrived in England just a few years after Purcell's death. Handel, deeply impressed by Purcell's genius, incorporated elements of Purcell's style into his own works, ensuring that Purcell's legacy lived on. But Purcell's impact reached far beyond the realm of English music. His operas, anthems, and instrumental works continue to be performed and recorded by musicians worldwide, their timeless beauty and emotional power transcending cultural boundaries. echoes in the Age of Reason. As the 17th century gave way to the 18th, a new musical aesthetic began to take hold. The elaborate ornamentation of the Baroque era gave way to the clarity and balance of the classical style. Composers like Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven emphasized elegance and formal clarity, yet Henry Purcell's Baroque music continued to resonate. Purcell's dramatic flair and harmonic richness transcended his time. Section 2. Handel's Homage, a Legacy Carried Forward. Among the composers who held Henry Purcell in high regard, none were more profoundly influenced by his music than George Friedrich Handel. Arriving in England in 1710, just 14 years after Purcell's death, Handel encountered a musical landscape still deeply marked by Purcell's legacy. He studied Purcell's scores, absorbing their harmonic language, their dramatic flair, and their uniquely English character. Handel's admiration for Purcell manifested itself in subtle yet significant ways throughout his own compositions. He borrowed musical themes from Purcell, incorporating them into his own operas, oratorios, and anthems. For instance, echoes of Purcell's music can be heard in Handel's opera Rinaldo and his oratorio Israel in Egypt. Handel also adopted elements of Purcell's vocal writing and his use of the chorus, paying homage to the English master while forging his own distinctive style. Section 3. A resurgence of interest, the Purcell Revival. While Henry Purcell's music never truly faded into obscurity, the 19th and 20th centuries witnessed a remarkable resurgence of interest in his works. Scholars, musicians, and conductors, rediscovering the richness and vitality of Baroque music, championed Purcell's compositions, bringing them back into the concert hall and opera house. This Purcell revival restored the composer to his rightful place among the giants of Western music. Several factors contributed to this renewed appreciation for Purcell. The rise of musicology as an academic discipline led to a deeper understanding of Baroque music and its historical context. Musicians, equipped with new editions of Purcell's scores and a greater understanding of period performance practices, brought fresh interpretations to his works. Conductors like Benjamin Britten and John Eliot Gardiner championed Purcell's music, programming his operas, anthems, and instrumental works to great acclaim. Section 4. Across genres and generations, Purcell's modern relevance. The enduring appeal of Henry Purcell's music extends far beyond the concert hall and opera house. His compositions have found their way into contemporary media, from film scores in television soundtracks to commercials and video games. Purcell's music transcends time and genre, speaking to audiences across generations. Filmmakers have long recognized the evocative power of Purcell's music. His works have graced the soundtracks of numerous films, adding layers of emotional resonance. Section 5. A timeless voice. Purcell's enduring appeal. More than 3 centuries after his death, Henry Purcell's music continues to captivate and inspire audiences worldwide. His music captures the full spectrum of human emotions, ensuring its power and relevance today. Purcell's music speaks to something fundamental in the human spirit, transcending time and culture. His ability to connect with our shared humanity is the secret to his enduring appeal, exploring universal themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning. Purcell's music offers a timeless reminder of human creativity and the beauty of art. His legacy continues to resonate, enriching lives for generations. Section 1. Purcell's echo through time. While Handel's direct borrowing is significant, Purcell's influence extends far beyond such overt examples. Like ripples spreading from a stone dropped in water, his musical innovations resonated through generations. Though the flamboyant heights of the Baroque eventually gave way to the classical era, Purcell's spirit lingered. He had, after all, dared to blend the ornate with the simple, the grand gesture with the intimate touch. Composers who followed, even those embracing new trends, couldn't entirely escape the path Purcell had carved. His blending of continental European styles with a distinctly English sensibility gave birth to something unique. To this day, there's a flavour to English choral music, a certain pathos in its melodies that echoes Purcell's touch. Even when his name isn't spoken, it's woven into the fabric. Section 2, a legacy forged in melody. Ultimately, Henry Purcell's genius lies not just in his technical mastery, but in his profound humanity. His music doesn't merely entertain, whether it's the regal sweep of an anthem celebrating power or the shattered whisper of Dido facing death, Purcell takes us the emotion. We don't just hear notes, we hear laughter turning to sobs, ambition clashing with despair, the rawness of being alive. In our modern age, saturated with fleeting sounds and trends, Purcell's music stands as an antidote to disposability. His work reminds us that true art needn't be loud to be heard across centuries. It needs honesty, the courage to delve into the human heart and translate its complexities into something timeless. This is the legacy of Henry Purcell. He forged beauty from the raw materials of our very being, and in doing so ensured his music would outlive us all.